Welcome to our 10-minute intense core series. This is a series of core exercises with a low amount of rest and a high amount of reps. This is going to be a quick 10-minute exercise that's meant to give you a good burn on your core and then have you enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to start out with 3 exercises followed by our rest. Our first exercise will be knee crunches, as shown here, and we'll be doing this for 30 seconds. We want to make sure that we can have our legs going straight out and staying about 6 inches off the ground. We want to bring our knees all the way up as far to our chest as possible. If you need to, you can add some stability for the low back by putting your hands under your butt. As we get to 30 seconds, we're going to turn into and we're going to leave our legs down and leave them for a 6-inch leg lift. Now we're just going to do a hold here. We're going to be holding for about 20 seconds. Again, there's no rest here. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're breathing through your nose. Make sure that you're doing everything you can to relax and help your core. After we finish 20 seconds of this, we're going to go directly into a flutter kick. Again, this flutter kick is going to be for 20 seconds. We're going to keep pushing, keep breathing. We got one more set of all 3 exercises, then we'll be going into a rest. Once we finish our 20 seconds of flutter kick, we'll go right back into knee crunches. Once we're back into our knee crunches, we're going to do 30 more seconds. Just relax here and push through. Make sure we're breathing. Once we finish our 30 seconds of knee crunches, we're going to go directly back into our leg lifts. Again, we're holding 6 inches above the ground. You might feel some tightness in the front of your hip. It's great if you get a good stretch in this right after we finish out the sets. Do your best, hold up, we just have 20 more seconds. Now as we finish out these 20 seconds, we go back into our flutter kick. Again, this is our last 20 seconds before rest, so make sure we hold out really well here. If you have a hard time doing the flutter kick, you can either do it slower or you can just maintain the leg lift. All we want to do is keep the abs contracted. We don't want to give up here. All right, and now we're going to go into a rest. We're going to have a nice 30-second rest here. If you'd like, give a chance to shake out, stretch out the legs a little bit. Make sure your core feels nice and loose. This is just a great warm-up going into our 10-minute core series. Now after our 30-second rest, we're going to transition into a plank. Now as we transition into a plank, this is going to be a nice, easy 45-second hold. Now again, if you can hold longer, by all means, you make this longer. Go for a full minute if you can. If you can't hold as long, you can cut this in half. Do 2 sets of 25 seconds. As we finish out our 45-second plank, we're going to go into a plank with a hip roll. We want this to be a nice controlled hip roll. We don't want your hips slamming into the ground, but you do want to try to do this with as much speed as you can. Nice and easy, staying on your toes, keeping a good form. Now again, we'll be doing this one for 45 seconds as well. Make sure to keep the core activated, and make sure that we're keeping a good form as we go into our hip roll. Now as we finish out our 45 seconds here, we're going to go into a push-up position. Now from here, we're just going to do the shoulder touches, no push-up. So from here, we'll be doing alternating shoulder touches. This is just keeping a nice, good, activated core, working on overall body balance, working on overall body stability here. We're just going to be alternating from side to side. We'll be holding up this for 45 seconds. Again, go at your own speed. Do as many touches as you can. If you need to take a rest, go ahead and take a rest. If you feel like this is too easy for you, you can add a push-up in between each shoulder touch. Again, this is a core series, but it's okay to add a little bit more fun into it. Okay? Now right after we finish our shoulder touches, we'll be going into a single leg curl here, still in the push-up position. This is very challenging because the arms are obviously already tired. The core has already been activated, you've already been working. We want to try to nice, slow and controlled, bring these knees up as high as we can. Try to focus on keeping these knees up as high as you can. We'll be doing this for 45 seconds. Now again, if you need to take a break, you can just stay in the push-up position as you do a break, but do your best to just stay up in the air. Again, if you need to, you can break all these in half and do 25 seconds of each and just do 2 sets of everything. We're going to do our best to keep this up without having a rest in between. As we finish out our leg curls, we're going into another 30-second rest. Now, coming from our rest, we'll be laying on our backs and we'll be going into V crunches. Now notice here we'll be laying on our backs and bring our legs and upper body up at the same time. Now again, these are very challenging and they're an advanced move, but we're gonna try to do these for about 30 seconds. If you need to, we can do 2 sets of these for 15 seconds each. We get a quick rest coming out of this position because we'll be going directly from our V crunches into a crab cross. Now the reason we call this a crab cross is you'll be on your hands and feet while you're in a stomach up position. And now we'll be trying to touch our opposite knee or ankle or leg or however far you can do it in an opposite manner. This is a very dynamic exercise for the core, and it's a great way to counter that nice V cross because instead of doing both legs at once, we're now doing single legs. You may find this a little bit easier to do and a little bit more challenging at the same time, just because of the extra movement that's involved. Now again, if you have a hard time doing this for 30 seconds, we can do 2 sets of 15 here, similar to the V crunches. But again, we want to get through the whole thing without taking any rest here. You're going to be tired at this point, and we're almost done. We only have 4 exercises left in our workout. Now notice how we get in our side plank position, and after we hold our nice position, we'll be letting our body from a nice and straight point glide down, have our hip touch the floor, and then go right back up. We don't want to spend any time down there, just a nice easy touch and then come back up. We'll be doing this for 30 seconds as well. Once we finish our 30 seconds, we'll go to the opposite side. If you need to, we can do 15 seconds and just do 2 sets on each side. Again, we expect you to be tired at this point, so the goal is just to maintain doing the exercise and keep pushing through. Now again, coming directly off of our side planks, we're going to go into a supine leg lift with a lateral glide here. So basically we'll just be making nice wides with our legs while keeping our legs lifted about 6 inches off the ground. We want to keep this nice and controlled. We're going to finish this out for 30 seconds. If you need to, we can do this for 15 seconds and do 2 sets. Our last exercise is going to be a leg lift leading into a glute lift. So this is a leg crunch, butt coming off the ground. Again, this is like a full lower body crunch where you're going to try to bring your butt straight into the air. This is one of our most difficult exercises, and we'll be finishing this out for 30 seconds. These last exercises are meant to burn you out. We've already done a number of exercises today. This is the last exercise on the day, and we're looking to finish out nice and strong. If you can do this for 30 seconds, fantastic. If you can go longer, great. If you had to take a few more breaks during this series, not a big deal at all. But what you want to try to do is get through this series without either no rest, or you want to get through this series and double the time if you can. Hope you enjoyed the intense core workout today.